It's the Hey Poopy podcast with
Dave
and Ellen, two curious people who
removing the stigma of your stinker.
On today's episode, we have an international sensation from Scotland, Mark O'Neill.
Yes, brought to us by one of our favorites, Mr. Matt Knife. He shouted out Mark to us. He let us know about him, and he was a fantastic guest.
Mark is a Scottish burly man who likes to take baths, and he loves doing what I like doing, farting in the bathtub.
Making your own jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark
I love farting in the bathtub.
You do. Ellen does love farting in the bathtub. That's her thing. And Mark, besides farting in the bathtub, Mark is a huge horror fan. So for all you horror genre of people out there, check it out, because I think Mark is right up your alley.
Yeah. I feel like we should have asked him, I can ask him later on, about like poops and farts in horror movies. Because I know we have that other friend of ours, Maddie Glitterati's podcast that's all about horror movies. And maybe we could do like a crossover.
Ooh, yeah.
It's like horror movie shits.
I like
and
that.
Farts, you know?
I like that.
I feel like Mark would be the person to talk to.
And also, who's doing that on a podcast? Nobody. We are.
Did you ever think that merging of horror and shit would, well, yeah, that actually seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, I would shit my pants if someone was coming at me with an axe or a machete with a ski mask. I mean, I would evacuate first, then run.
Yeah, it's kind of more surprising that like those movies Scream does not have anybody peeing or pooping their pants.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, just an uncomfortable fart noise.
Completely.
But Hollywood has gotten it wrong yet again. Also, everybody, if you listen to our fantastic mini-sode that was just the last episode that came out with our fantastically famous friend, the brilliant Dr. Carmen Fong, there seems like a little timeline stuff off, and we just wanted to fill you in that we wanted to keep all the information in, but we recorded it right after we recorded Elliot with the no butthole, but we recorded it before we recorded Exonics and before Dave's colonoscopy. So if you've been listening all month long, you might be like, wait, what is going on?
Yeah.
So
we just want to give a little correction to the timeline. So
yeah.
Yes.
But it's all very important information.
Yeah.
Go talk to your doctor about colonoscopy. If you have incontinence issues, go talk to Exonics. And if you have questions about man-made buttholes, that whole episode's got all of it in.
For sure.
And if you have more questions for Dr. Carmen Fong or Mark O'Neill or anybody on the podcast, me, Dave, like, is there a question that we're leaving out of our regular questions to our guests? Please email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com or call us at
203-998-5579.
Are you rate, review, subscribed, follow? What are you doing to support the show? Let's support us, people. Tell your friends all about us. If you've also noticed, we started getting advertisers. So go use those promo codes of all these fantastic advertisers, because we are only advertising with companies that we really, really actually either like, use, or like want to use.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, we're putting our money where our mouth is, or they are anyway.
Well, yeah.
And we like supporting our sponsors. So
yes.
Go out and get all those things, and you'll be happy that you did.
Yes.
And enjoy episode 113 with Mark O'Neill.
Do you want to make your number twos into perfect tens?
Well, we've got the breakfast cereal for you.
Poop Like a Champion is the #1 cereal for your number twos.
It has insoluble fiber to push your digestion and soluble fiber to lubricate your poop.
Poop Like a Champion is wheat-free and gluten-free.
Go to pooplikeachampion.com for 50% off with promo code HeyPoopy.
One per customer. Offer ends May 31st.
Poop Like a Champion is the #1 cereal for your number twos. Ever wonder what happens after you flush your toilet?
With events and classes from flushwash.org, you can be a sanitation superhero.
Flush is educating the world about toilets and sanitation while partnering with organizations for change and access.
Events and classes are available on the website calendar at flushwash.org under services.
Flush is also available to host private events.
Pick Pick up some of their super cute swag with playful toilet cartoons.
And catchy taglines to wear and show your toilet pride.
Become a sanitation superhero with flushwash.org.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy.
Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, the Hey Poopy podcast with Dave and Ellen.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome back to the Hey Poopy Show. And this is Dump Day, so a brand new episode for you, and it's a good one.
Woo!
Yay!
Hey everybody, this is the Hey Poopy podcast with
Dave.
and Ellen, and this is episode 113, but it'll always be number 2 to us.
Nice. And we have a special guest all the way from Glasgow, Mr. Mark O'Neill. Thanks for being on our show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course.
It's a pleasure.
I'm super excited.
You're our first Scottish guest, which I'm very excited about.
Really?
Not our first international one, though.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you're like
Okay.
our third or
First
fourth.
in Scotland.
But that's great. Second from that area of the world. But yeah, first Scott. So that's great.
Yeah, we had a
Yes.
British guest. We've had a guest from Sri
Lanka?
Lanka, and we've had a guest from Canada. So we've been a little bit international.
A little bit.
It's pretty good.
It's only we have a few passport stamps, so it's like we're trying to up that a little more. It was funny.
Right down our buttholes.
Yes. It was funny because like before I was sending Mark out the information for the show, and we were talking, and he's like, "Is it okay if I swear in this thing or if don't curse?" And I'm like, "Oh, you get full reign, so please have at it."
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
curse
honestly,
a lot.
I was sweating bullets over that.
No, you're good.
Not a problem.
You're totally fine.
We talk about everything to do with your butthole, and if we were to prevent from swearing while doing that, that'd be kind of difficult.
That'd be weird.
It's-
It'd be
Don't
strange.
think I have any other safe words for.
Yeah. It would be odd if we didn't swear on a show about
Yeah.
shitting and farting. So, yeah,
Yeah. This show is so not for children.
I mean,
so many
unless you have like a
levels.
cool parent. If you have a cool parent, that's cool.
It could
The
be
kids can listen to it.
educational. You never know in the future.
Yeah.
Yes, we are educational, but for the 18 and over crowd.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like a kid couldn't just, be like, yeah, I'm over 18. But anyway, yes.
All of us as children saw
I would have
R-rated
listened to this.
movies,
Yeah, I would have listened to this
so-
show in a second. So, but again, thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm absolutely excited and overjoyed.
Sweet. All right.
And Mark, before we go into who you are, we like to go into how you've been pooing. So how have you been pooping recently?
Well, I jumped onto the bandwagon of New Year, New Me. So I cut out a lot of bad foods. So I went through, in the first week of January, a detox phase.
Nice.
So those poos sounded like somebody throwing a bucket of hissing cobras into the pan. But honestly, it was just like, it was horrific.
You knew that detox was working.
Yeah, a lot of activity.
Honestly, I lost about 7 pounds in 7 days.
Oh, wow.
Wow, congrats.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So who knew poo is heavy?
It's up in there, all backed up in there.
So till now, till present, they've been pretty good, pretty solid in every sense, like solid.
No,
Solid.
I sent you the Bristol stool chart. Are you telling us you have a number 4 on there?
Number 3.
Oh, 3.
free.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
pretty good.
Very
you could
solid.
fill in the crack. Yeah, you could fill in the cracks with polyfiller. It's
That's great.
very good.
I love it. Well,
What about you, Dave? How have you been pooping?
okay. I had the other day I had like a nice 3, and then today, this morning, I had like a 5, 6 ish. I had this really awesome soup yesterday, so I'm thinking that had something to do with it. But yeah,
The soup loosened you up?
yeah, I think so. So yeah,
Ooh.
just nothing, got up, went to the bathroom, did my thing, and now I'm here. So yeah,
Cool.
the same as every day.
Well, sometimes you're a little looser, but I get excited when you're a little bit more,
Yeah,
solid.
nothing. I go like every other day. I feel like it's really solid, and the other day is like loose. So I don't know, but it's between the 3 and the 5 lately.
Hey, at least it's coming out, right?
Yeah, you want it out,
That's it.
Better
not
than being
in.
stuck in.
My mum used to say better out than in.
Yep, exactly. So I have a tiny epic check-in. We're recording this on a Thursday, and I had a photo shoot 4 days ago that I actually was very stressed out about. It was a very long day, and I didn't sleep well the night before. And usually on my photo shoot days, I cannot poop because my anxiety just like holds it all in. But recently I've been taking the papaya enzymes and a probiotic. Like I've been trying to remember to add those in with all my other supplements. And I shit 3 times before my shoot on Monday. 3
Crazy.
magically huge, perfect 4s. I mean, I was like, am I going to be late for my photo shoot because I might possibly have a 4th shit in me? I could not believe. And I felt so good that day. I felt like a cat who just ran out of the litter box, like, woo, like full of energy, flat tummy. I was like, yes, can't every day be like this? And then today, we seem to always record on the same day. We have our weekly meeting with our executive producer. But today I pooped right as we were hanging up. I almost said to them, you guys, I gotta go because I have to poop. But as we were saying goodbye, I got down on the bowl, pulled down my pants, sat down as we're saying goodbye, and let this kind of perfect 4, but like a little bit like perfect 4.5 because it looked like loose seaweed was coming off of it. Mm-hmm. But it was a good 8-inch long, like perfect.
Wow.
I was like, this is great.
It's amazing.
So, and I hadn't even had my coffee yet. Like I drank my coffee after our meeting. So I also switched up a little something in my diet where I'm not eating gluten-free bread anymore. I'm doing avocado toast, but doing it on slices of sweet potatoes. So I'm wondering if that's also helping my poos being fabulous. Like, fuck that processed gluten-free bread.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, probably. I'm sure it's got something to do with it.
Right?
But nice. That sounds like a pretty big shit.
I've been that's the only good thing that's been happening all week is these like powerhouse poos.
Nice. If you like playing with poo, now you can finally do it in public with the Poopocalypse card game.
Created by comedians, Poopocalypse is kind of like if Uno and Exploding Kittens had a big poopy baby.
Poopocalypse is surprisingly strategic and full of crappy characters like Abraham Lincoln Log, Cleopatra, and Attila the Runs.
It's fun for immature people of all ages, like me and you, Dave. I played it. I love it. I can't wait for you and me, Dave, to play it together in person post-pandemic.
It's going to be really fun. And the games, I mean, everything about this game is fantastic. The illustrations, and it's loaded with tons of puns. So if you like poo puns, this is the game for you.
Poopocalypse is currently running 10% off discounts on Amazon right now.
So if this game sounds like your kind of crap, search Poopocalypse on Amazon today. So now that we got that out of the way, we all know everybody's poop schedule here, or poops, how they were doing. So Mark, why don't you tell us tell us the listeners a little about yourself before we dig into the other stuff.
Your typical Scottish laddie. Gentlemen swear far too much, which is why I was worried about profanity. I was like, can a Scottish person get through a podcast without swearing? Shit.
That's a podcast in itself. That's like a challenge. I like that challenge.
I think the answer is going to be the same as around, with the same as everyone around the world at this point in time. It's like the last year has been an episode of the X-Files or the Twilight Zone or the Outer Limit. It's just, it's like the opposite of Groundhog Day. It's just the same day minus the fun. So working away, I don't know if you have the same things over there. What's called a key worker. So I don't get furloughed. I need to keep going into work. I work in the office. I live in Bonnie, Scotland, Glasgow. When I say we, it is tiny compared to the rest of the world. The best thing about it is you can walk from pub to pub literally within 2 minutes.
Wow.
In other cities, other cities, like we can go to that pub, we can get an Uber or a taxi, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, what do you mean? Can you not walk to
You're
the
like,
next pub?
it's right there.
Exactly.
I can see it through the window.
Yeah, so I like all things horror, movie-wise, just in case that came out wrong, not like watching people fall
Right.
themselves or...
Totally.
But I actually do like that. That is funny.
Oh my God. I laugh every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
There's an Instagram girls hurting themselves.
I mean, people
Yeah.
falling is pretty
Good
funny,
stuff.
so it just is.
But honestly, you're just like, no, I'm just trying to plod along, educate myself day by day to become a better person, which is tough because there's so many idiots out there that make me want to hurt them.
Yeah.
So, just try to plod along and have a laugh. I think humour is the key to almost everything. If you've got good humour, you can get along with almost everybody. Almost
Completely.
everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And it helps you get through the day because, like you said, it's like you're just trying to plot through each day without like going completely insane. But yeah, humor's always good. A good laugh.
Yeah. And to sometimes
Absolutely.
take our most embarrassing stories of shitting our pants and making them funny can alleviate all that stress.
Yeah, it's more of a
You have
reflective,
no idea.
a reflective look back because when it's happening, it's not funny. I mean, to some other people it might be, not to the person it's happening to. Well, nice.
But do you work in horror for a living, or you're just a horror fan?
Oh no, just a horror fan. Was brought up in horror, love horror, and just like horror. I'm sorry, I'm missing a trick. I sent my partner to the bedroom so I could do this. You've got the right idea. Get the drinks.
You're just gonna text them. Please send something over.
Yeah. Please bring.
But you said you're like a frontline worker because you said you're going to work every day in Glasgow, correct?
Yeah. So
you're not
frontline worker, key
Okay.
worker. I work with mortgages, so I need to show up and help people, and it's tough. I want to find some reason of not being there, but if I'm being there through a pandemic, my reasonings are getting pretty thin at this point in time, so I'm just getting on with it.
Yeah, no. I have some friends that they have to go to work. It's really taxing doing all this. So, well, now that we know what you do, and we find out how your poops have been,
Yeah.
we got. Oh, I'm sorry. You had something else?
How they've been?
No, I said we found out about how your shits have been, what you do, and now we get into our favorite parts of the show. Well, Ellen,
The questions.
the questions, stories, any of that stuff. So, as my lovely co-host, you love to say, do you want to go into a story or do you want some questions?
Yeah. Did Matt Knife? Did you tell Matt Knife something fabulous, and he was like, "I know the place for you," or
Yeah. So the reason he thought I would be a good candidate, and quite rightly so, is you go to take a shit in the toilet, and the number one item is your mobile phone or I think it's cellular device, and there's a filter on the phone where it looks like you're submerged in water. And I just had this as I was taking a shit. I just thought, how does your shit feel when the last thing you see is your hand flushing it away? It will feel betrayed. So, I thought, do you know what'd be funny? I'm just going to pretend I'm the shite in the bowl. So I pretended I was the shite, and I used the filter, so I was half submerged, and I started looping. How does it feel?
So you were the.
And then Matt's like, oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
that's
you
when
off.
Matt's like, I'm going to get you in contact with somebody.
So you were the point of view of the poo, of the shits. I love it.
Yeah, just the ship was abandoned. It was born, and then all it sees is this. Because the shite is kind of like it's just came out of that fucking gloopy asshole, and next thing it sees is it looks like when you think about it, it looks like you're going to come down and pick it up and say hello, baby. But you're not. You're just like die. You're flushing it away.
Flush the evidence,
That's kind
right?
of drastic. I'm going to. Yeah, exactly.
That is hilarious.
So I just thought I'll make a wee sketch of the poop being abandoned.
I want to see this.
Yeah, I was going to
sketch.
say, I want to see this thing. It sounds
Have you
awesome.
not seen it?
No.
No.
It's on the. I'll try and single it out. I'll send it. Can I send it to your Instagram page or what would work best?
Yeah, yeah.
Either one.
Right, I'll do that.
Our
I'll just single
Instagram's
it.
just Hey Poopy Podcast.
Yeah.
I know. I'm following it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, send it to us there, or the email, and we'll just play. We'll link it, play it,
Yeah,
whatever. But
totally.
I want to check this out now.
Yeah, totally.
And also, I guess we should have mentioned, Matt Knife. You came to us through Matt Knife, who we've had on the show many, many times. So
Yeah,
Thanks. He's been prolific,
a big part of the show.
completely.
And it's gotten us a lot of guests.
Yeah, Matt's like our
Awesome. He's so friendly.
Yeah.
Total sweetheart.
Absolute star. It's like, see when you know you like someone, see how many miles away you are. I mean, thousands of miles away. You just know if we were in a pub or a bar, he's the kind of person you could talk to hours for like that.
Oh yeah,
He's awesome.
very
Yeah.
approachable.
Yes, completely.
He's like
And I
our.
have talked to Matt Knife for hours.
Oh my god, you two must have been going at it for. They're like they're still talking. No.
But
Yeah.
going back to your sketch, Mark, I would like to just make you feel better about you taking your baby and like telling it to die. But for me personally, as a child, I thought when I flushed the poops, it went to go live with the other poops. So like we're sending it on its way to be with all its friends.
See, I kind of thought the same thing, but I have did some shits in my life that I'm thinking would have sank the Titanic. I don't want to think I'm responsible for bringing some kind of kaiju Godzilla into the world.
Yeah. You want to leave some kind of horror into the world.
That's it. So I'm just like, shh. Die.
So it depends on what shit it is. Like if it's a Bristol 4, we're gonna go let it hang out with its friends. But if it's like a Bristol 7 and it's just evil,
It needs to
looks
go
like
away.
a blob, we're like, die.
Oh, I do the thing where as if it's coming out like that, I don't even I flush as I'm shitting, so I don't have to even deal with it. Just I let it come out. And it's like instant. A courtesy flush.
Good.
Funny.
It's like a Jason Bourne flush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Exactly. Don't even exist.
Oh my god.
Those are the worst. Also, like, I don't know, Mark, if you've had that, but I've had like these, I'm sitting there on the bowl pinching off this perfect shit, and I could just feel it. It's like long and strong. And then I go to look at it because I'm like, I need to see what I just made. And there's nothing there because it slipped down the hole before I even flushed it.
Oh yeah, there's a name for them.
Yeah, it's like a ghost shit or something.
Oh, I call
right?
them Caspers.
Caspers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the most disappointing thing in the world because you're like, wow, I know this is going to be glorious. And then
Yeah.
you look and you're like, what happened?
But that's it. It's not even the splashing noise that you hear when you do them. It's the noise. They can be known as porcelain smashers as well.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's always scary.
I don't think I've had one of those yet. I definitely hate it when I see the skid marks along the bowl. You're like, oh,
Ooh,
Oh
yeah.
God, man!
It's-
that's just nightmare fuel. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what? It takes 3 seconds to clean that, but your eyes look at it as if it's a lifetime. Like,
oh yeah. It's like someone just shellacked the bowl with a glaze. Like someone put a
you
kiln.
won't put me off Nutella. You won't put me off
Nutella.
Nutella.
Yes. Exactly. Oh my god.
Damn you!
There's
Nutella.
been so many times where I've been on the phone and I go to the bathroom and earlier today when I was on a meeting, and I don't want to flush while I'm on the phone because I don't want the person to hear. And so I'll leave the turd in there and totally forget about it. And then my boyfriend goes in later and he's like, "What the fuck? What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, But then he's the one who's constantly leaving skid marks on the bowl. And I'm like, really? And he's like, I don't even see them. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, you can't get mad at me when you do basically the same thing.
But I just pictured that famous scene from Dexter, like your partner opening the toilet bowl. It's like, surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Dokes. Sergeant Dokes. One of the best characters ever. Yes. Just pops his head out. Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
Sometimes I forget.
You could just hit the mute button on your phone.
Son.
But I think leaving the turds better, though. I kind of like that. He's like, what the fuck? You're like, oh, shit. Sorry about that. My bad.
Whoops.
I've done that so many times where I just forgot to flush. I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, she's like,
And
you're
I'm
so
somebody
close.
who, like, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. But sometimes I'm like, I'm so forgetting to flush the brown down, Like,
Yeah, it happens.
trying to save water, people.
I'm not. I try. I mean, I try to. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm like gone. But yeah, every once it does happen.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassing because you're like,
Yeah,
wow, I can't even do a basic function like flush a toilet. Like it's right there. It's like, why can't I just do that?
It's the same thing that Mark is saying is the basic function of using the toilet bowl brush to remove the skid marks.
Oh.
But you're just like, I don't want to do that extra step. I just don't want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I always take a big sigh as well when you have to go all Norman Bates with a coat hanger. You can actually, you've already pictured the noise in your head. It's just like,
yeah, pretty much.
Die.
When you see that, oh God, yeah, it's bad.
That's like the poo stick. There was this TV show called Small Town Security, and the guy had to use a stick. And the show got so popular, it was just like a stick from off of a tree. And so the show got so popular, he was selling sticks on eBay for $10.
People will buy anything.
But yeah,
Jesus.
But then there's marketed like a plastic like stick with like almost like a spoon on one end to cut up your poop if your poop is too dense to flush down.
Wow.
So, yeah. There's something for everybody.
I guess so.
Yeah. I've done some shits that I've had to nickname John McClane because they just wouldn't die.
John McClane.
Or they're like Jason from Halloween.
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah,
Jason Voorhees.
No, Michael Myers.
Oh, Michael Myers. Yes,
Michael
you're
Myers
right. I'm wrong. Michael Myers never dies. Like.
Never.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so let's ask you some questions. Mark, we're going to start off with a softball, but also a controversial question. What kind of toilet paper do you use? And do you put it on the roll over or under?
Okay, so I use...
He's prepared.
You brought props.
Supreme quilts.
Oh, look at that.
Andrew, so Mark has up for those listening.
I don't know if you can read that, if it's mirrored or not. So
yeah, we can see it.
Deep cushion softness, Supreme quilts with a touch of silk.
What is that silk?
And it's not the dog you actually use. Yeah, it's not the dog you actually use to wipe your arse. That's misleading.
There's a puppy in there. Well, for those listening at home, because this is... For those listening at home, Mark has a pack of a brand called Andrex, and there's a little puppy at the top.
That's correct.
As the mascot. It says Supreme Quilts. So that would be funny, though.
Nine luxury rolls in the package.
That's a lot. It would be hilarious, though.
So the reason I'm sold on this is because they're really good with their wording. It's like, we recommend using Andrex, Supreme Quilts alongside Andrex washlets. That's like the wet towels to help you feel cleaner, fresher than using dry toilet tissue alone. So it gives you advice as well. It's
nice
reading material while you're shitting.
Yeah. It would be funny though if there was like a puppy actually in there. it came with like puppies you wipe your ass with.
Oh, just looking at you. Oh, judging you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, please don't wipe me. Please don't wipe your ass.
That's just like you realise. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What is the silk that's in there? Is there like a lotion on there? Like what makes it silk?
It's a mixture of aloe vera.
Ah.
Gotcha.
So there's a little bit of a lotiony feel, so it's a little smooth.
Yeah, so it's
slippery.
I, for one, love spicy food, so therefore, this is a godsend.
Right. It sort of extinguishes the fire below.
Cool.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Oh, and do you put the roll on the do you put the toilet paper on the roll like over or under? So does it cascade forward or underneath?
All right, so the roll should face you when you're pulling it.
So you're an over fan.
Well, if it's against the wall, you're wrong. That's incorrect.
Okay. That's one way of looking at it.
Here. You are wrong.
I agree with you, but my lovely co-host does not.
You know, look, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
You fall into the category of.
I beg to differ, my friend.
Wrong.
I beg to differ, but hey, to each their own. Even though I think that your opinion is completely incorrect, but
this is why it seems like a softball question, but it's very controversial. There are some very deep feelings about this.
That answer is. Sorry. We were looking for under, not over. It's okay though.
I shall be an adult and respect
your wrong opinion. Too funny.
We're not all perfect.
I know, that's why you're not perfect at all. Like if you were perfect, you'd be under. Oh, snap.
Oh.
Or like next question.
I know it's like 8:30 there, so you're having cocktails while we're having water. So
yeah, that's an excuse for a Scottish lad.
Especially during a pandemic, you're like, it's cocktail hour.
Well, like it's 8:30.
And Mark, do you wipe your butt sitting down or standing up?
100% standing up.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a stander.
Standing up.
Wow.
You're one
I'm
of
a
the
stander.
few. Wow. So tell
Really?
us about that. Yeah. So you pinch it off and then stand?
Yeah. Ideally pinch it off. Otherwise, that's just going to be some kind of bungee jump from hell.
Yeah. That's like you need accurate aim with that. If you.
Yeah. I'm not a stunt butt coordinator, so that's getting pinched off the base.
So when you stand though, isn't there like the issue of like your butt cheeks slamming shut, and is it hard to? I'm just imagining it's a little hard to wipe in there, but please, sorry, explain.
No. There's different techniques involved. I mean, so it's you're not going to wipe your arse with two hands because that's impossible. And if it's not impossible, I would like to see someone do it to an extent from another end. So you would hold one cheek with your one hand, and everybody's got a wiping hand. Mine's is the right, and that that's it. I would kind of just do it that way. It's easy, and you know yourself. You know you're clean when you know you're clean. See, if until you look at that toilet paper, I'm a looker because how else are you going to know?
Yeah.
I'm like nothing more. I am done.
So you sit on the toilet, poop, stand up while holding your butt cheeks apart with one of your hands, and then wipe.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly. Spot on. Almost like in a squatting position, though.
Oh.
So knees bent.
Are you like leaned over a little?
Yes. Like
Okay.
Keep it spread apart, so you don't whoopie pie yourself with the poop.
Exactly, because if you're standing still, there's going to be more tensions to it. There's going to be
that was my
your butt cheeks are going to be.
That was my sort of like point. I was like, kind of like, how did that work? But now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were right. If you're standing up, there's going to be like some kind of force where it's just going to have to come out like one of those old Play-Doh sets.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. It's all masked up in there. Ugh, no one wants that.
Yeah. Mark, what's your first memory of poops or farts as a child?
I can't remember the poops as much, but I certainly remember farting.
Oh.
So growing up, when my mum and dad were together, we came from a poor background, and bath time, me and my brothers, two of my other brothers, had to share the same bath. So 3 young lads in a bath,
How old were
farting
the three of you?
chaos, and it was just giggling. It was like I must have been about, I remember being 7 or 8. My wee brother was about 4 and my older brother was 9, and I just remember laughing at farts.
That bathtub must have looked like a cauldron, like a witch's brew, like just bubbling up and.
Yeah. Honestly, I was so, there was seconds thinking my mum was going to burst into the toilet with a witch hat on and a broom to
Yeah.
stir us, you know.
She's like, oh, that's hilarious.
But 3 little boys in one bathtub, that also the water, like the minute you guys got in, must have gotten kind of dirty, because it's like
Oh.
boys can get dirty. And then filling it up with farts and
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
honestly, it did. It was just like supposed to clean you. Back in the 80s, only people with showers were fancy and rich, where I was brought up on. If you had a shower, you were rich. So we just had this wee bathtub, and yes, it was filthy as shit.
Pretty dirty. That's hilarious.
too funny. Especially 3 boys. That's a lot. Your poor mother.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, you put her through the ringer.
a lot.
Did anybody have an accident in the tub, squeezing out too many farts?
No, luckily we weren't, because I think at this point in time, the fear of, in the early 80s, you were prone to a good slapping. So I was like, let's not get hurt
Yeah.
or a slapping. So let's just behave ourselves. If we need a poop, we will conduct ourselves in an orderly manner and shit in that bowl.
Yes. Exactly.
That's it.
Oh my God.
So now that I'm guessing you're like around our age, because if you were 7 in the 80s, you were probably born in the 70s, like Dave and I. But now, as an adult, do you have a shower, or are you still in a tub?
Yes, have a shower. I love my shower. I still love my baths, but I do have a shower now.
As a 43-year-old woman who sometimes takes baths, I still enjoy farting in the bath because it's funny.
Oh yeah, it really is. It really is. I find the ones that sound like if Freddy Krueger was alive and he could actually produce realistic air bubbles whilst about to attack Nancy, those farts are the best.
Totally.
So if he was really there, he'd be like,
I don't have anything like that, unfortunately.
they're
So
the best.
we'll have to just make do.
Like that, I demand that you have. We need more.
A bubbly fart. I'll put it on my list right now. I need like a watery, bubbly fart.
Put it on your list, or maybe the next time I take a
This would
bath,
make me happy.
Yeah, just
I'll
record
eat
it.
some really gassy foods and record my own.
Yeah. I haven't taken a bath in so long. I never take baths. I hate baths. We're gonna have that though.
Brilliant.
Mark, what is your best cure for diarrhea and or constipation?
Okay. So diarrhea would always be water. Lots of water. I think this is just a age-old thing that you brought up with. Somebody either forces water into your hand, or someone will say, just drink water. I don't eat because of the fear. I don't leave the house because of the fear. So I just drink water.
And what about constipation? Do you have a cure?
think it's the same. I don't know if it's the same everywhere else. You've got that term high fiber foods, so you might have fruit and fiber cereal, where no one has 2 hours of their life to finish that bowl because that shit takes forever to chew. Honest to God, it's just. I know that's one of my. I would normally eat fruit and fiber, but again, I just go to water, or I'm going to say it, laxatives.
Yeah, I do laxatives too.
Chocolate laxatives, though.
They're
tasty.
Yeah, the old school. We just interviewed this cereal that maybe if you can find it in Scotland called Poops Like a Champion, which might be better than the fruit and fiber cereal.
Yeah, it's like
Wait.
super high fiber.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Are you telling me there's cereal called Poops Like Fiber?
No, Poops Like a Champion.
Oh, that's even better. My mind is blown.
It's pretty good.
That episode.
Yeah, we interviewed one of the people that works there.
I am so getting that cereal.
It's
and they have gummies too.
Poop Like a Champion.
If you had curry the night before, the cereal would read "Poop like a champion, sting like a bee."
Very Muhammad Ali like, right? Before we decide, this will be
like a champion.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's tasty. I eat it more with like yogurt and stuff, but it's pretty good.
I'm sold.
We had one of our friends order a box of Poops Like a Champion cereal, and she was like, I want to eat more. It's so delicious, but you can only eat like half a cup a day. If you eat too much, it actually will constipate you because there's so much fiber in it.
Yeah. That's the trick. You gotta make sure you're drinking a lot of water with it.
Yeah.
Because it'll bind you up. It's great. Really cool people. Really cool product.
What other products do you use besides your fancy puppy toilet paper to help you go to the bathroom? Do you have a bidet? Do you use any sprays for smell? Do you have a stool? Is there something that we've never even thought of that you might use to help you poop?
So for the people listening, they won't be able to see this, but I'm going to show you. This is VIP poo.
Ooh.
Is that a spray?
I wonder if that's only in Scotland. I've never seen VIP poo.
Like, I think there was a movie with Jack Black pretending they made something like this, but it actually exists. And it's Airwick Fruity Pin-Up. So you kind of know yourself, depending on what your body, when you've had something, what's going to be the after effects of something you've eaten.
Yes.
So this is a 1-bedroom flat. So smell is contained pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good.
100%.
Yeah.
And being in Glasgow, Scotland, normally we have our windows shut because it's cold and raining 99.9% of the time. So you spray that before you go because the chemicals mix with the water and after. And I would say 60% of the time it works. So it's a lovely rosy smell. So I only use wipes, wet wipes. I only use wet wipes. I'm really, 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 say I've had a jar of jalapenos. That's like a cold wet wipe.
Right. You gotta put out that ass fire.
Yeah, honestly, I know when I eat jalapenos like crisps, so I know straight away that's a next day wet wiper. Happy tears.
Oh, vaporize. Sorry, that's what you're talking about. The Jack Black movie. He invented something called vaporize. It was supposed to it's the idea you spray poop and it just disappears. Yes. Sorry, I just had this brain fart. No pun intended.
What movie
but yeah,
is that?
I forgot what it was. It was a really bad movie, but he was an inventor, and they're like, "Where does the poop go?" I can't
so basically, the synopsis of that movie was Ben Still and Jack Black. They were friends. He invents something that he's spraying poo and it makes it disappear, and he becomes a millionaire, and his friend becomes jealous and become enemies.
Yeah. It came out like in the, early aughts maybe or something. I remember watching it and like I wanted it to be funnier than it was, but vaporize. Because that was, we kept cracking. I don't know how thank you for jogging my memory.
This movie because it is shit.
It is. It's pretty bad. But we have to watch it now for the show because it's got poop involved. So I know. It's homework now.
I feel responsible now.
And thank you, and also fuck you for reminding me about that show, that movie.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so funny too, because like a big movie like that with two big actors in it, usually it takes millions of dollars and so many people like thinking, and they probably had like a really good script that was really funny, and then it had to be dumbed down because some idiot was like, we can't talk about that and we can't talk about that, like so.
Yeah.
Do you know, I can't believe you've never even seen this movie and you're 100% correct. There's just not enough shit jokes because shit has some full humour to it, and some profanity, which I need to clear up, is essential for
it's ridiculous
shit jokes.
Yeah.
And they missed it all. It was more this jealousy.
It probably was like it probably was a rated R movie. Then we'll make more money if it's PG-13, and then the best part of the movie, you take all the guts out of it, and then you have what was produced. So
and they do that. They do like PG-13 because they want to play it on planes and stuff. Like
it's stupid.
It's so stupid.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, they probably cut half the budget out because they're like, what can we do to get a realistic poop? And they're like, I know, we'll get Andy Serkis in a white morph suit and we'll have him playing the poop. And they're like, no, that's just too much money. Let's not do it.
Yeah, that movie was bad. It was really bad.
I want to know what the name is. Do you neither of you remember?
It's called Envy.
Oh.
2004.
Nice.
Rachel
2004?
Weisz is in it. 2004, Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Rachel Weisz, Amy Poehler.
Oh, yeah. It has a rating on
That's 17
IMDb
years
is
old.
4.8.
Yeah, it's horrible.
4.8 is terrible.
It's a really bad movie. Rotten Tomatoes is like
years old, that movie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And Rotten Tomatoes gave it 8%, which is terrible.
27% audience score. So it's really not worth watching other than the parts where it says vaporize, because I just couldn't stop laughing during that part. But other than that, it's not worth watching.
I know you have just read those reviews. You have just read those reviews, and you are still going to watch that movie, aren't you?
Well, I've already seen it. Ellen hasn't seen it yet.
They probably have it on YouTube. Like,
just watch
the good part.
Just all the clips. It's a clip movie for sure. Just watch a clip here and there. You get the gist of it.
It's the kind of movie you could watch in the bath when you're recording the better fart noises.
Yeah, there you go.
More entertaining.
Oh, love it in this weird envy path just now, but it's pretty bad. It's a shit. It's ironic. It's a shitty movie about shit.
Okay, Mark, are you ready? It's our
Let's do this.
favorite question on the podcast. If you have to go, Bristol 7, butt pee-pee coming out of you, and there's no toilet in sight, do you poop in your pants or do you go somewhere on the floor, ground, wherever?
I have a true life story.
Oh, this is what we love.
Yes, we love it.
So, walking to my old work, and this was in 2016, and there's a part of no beyond, and what that means is I've went past all the public toilets to get to my work, so it's just the stretch to work. And I was walking to work, and the worst thing was I could see in the distance, and it wasn't too far. I mean, I'm talking 200 meters, but my stomach made this noise like, and my arse cheeks went, yeah, I'm coming out. And that translated, and it was talking to my brain saying, we're going to shit and we don't care what your body functions say. So
that happens.
I'm sitting here, I must have been about 30, 37, 38 at the time, and I'm like, I'm a grown man and I'm about to shite myself in public. And And I had this irrational thought. Now, this irrational thought was it's next to the motorway. Okay, so there's buses and cars zooming past. And this is the God's honest truth. For a nanosecond, I thought about waiting for a bus to go past the motorway and jumping into the side of the bus. So it was a valid reason that it looked like why I'd shit myself.
You would scare the shit out of yourself.
Yeah, so in my brain had already went through the mathematics, like, oh my God, this kid shit himself, but he's got a broken elbow. He must have shit himself because he was hit by a bus.
Oh my God.
I could live with that. However, the story did have a happy ending. I had sweat dripping off me. My shirt was soaked through, but I still made it to work using willpower. And again, that was horrific. I will always remember that day because it is the day that I thought about jumping in front of a bus because it was a valid reason as to why I had shit myself.
So you made it to the toilet at work.
Yeah.
But you still haven't answered the question. If you had a choice, you would rather shit your pants and get hit by a bus than to shit somewhere on the ground?
I would totally shit outside. I wouldn't shit my pants. I'd pull my pants down, just take a shite.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because see, when that shit hits the cloth, that smell is recognisable to people that can't even smell. They will remember how to smell if they can smell shite and cloth.
Yeah.
So I will.
And your day is ruined. You can't go to work. Yeah.
So pants down, that shite's coming out.
or
a bus.
Or a bus, yeah, the side of a bus.
Third option. Hit by a bus.
Yeah.
But then also it's like, okay, so you have a broken elbow from being hit by the bus. I mean, you could have a lawsuit. So like shitting your pants and being hit by the bus, you can win some money.
Yeah.
I don't think we have as many lawsuits in Glasgow, Scotland as used to.
Yeah.
So it would be just more or less the bus driver getting out and giving me a row. Saying, I'm going to be late for my shift. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We have a very litigious society here in the States, so.
But at least that you have that free health care, so your broken elbow would have been taken care of.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Can't shame the NHS.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
I love that. We have never had somebody say there's a third option. Like I thought the third option has been garbage can, because I have shit in a garbage can and we know other people have shit in plastic bags or garbage cans. But you came up with a fourth option, bus.
Yeah. Bus.
Oh my God.
Need a valid reason as to why you shit yourself, you got hit with.
Oh my God. Oh.
Then people would come to your aid and smell the shit in your pants.
They're like, whoa, we can't.
Yeah, but that was my logic. So no.
Who wouldn't shit themselves? I mean, anybody would, right? Oh my God. Too funny.
What's the worst public toilet you've seen, Mark?
Right. So do you want me to name and shame them? Because Glasgow's pretty small. I will do it.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have to say like the actual name of the place, but I mean, maybe.
I think I will.
Okay.
Because it was pretty diabolical.
Well, please do tell.
So it was a pub in Glasgow called RG's, which was short for Rock Gardens. Now, the pubs, like many in Glasgow, are downstairs, almost like in the dankness past. I'm talking Balrog level down, yeah. And when you open this pub doors, are you familiar with The Last of Us, the game?
No.
At all?
Never heard of it.
No, right. So there's like spores are the enemy in this game called Last of Us, and
is it a video game?
Cold. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd look into it. It's a great game. There's fungus on the walls, so you've got this smell of fungus. And let's just say, if you've ever seen Trainspotting and you see the toilet scene, this was that.
Wow. Ugh. That's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
So, is this place still in business?
It's still in business, but it's been rebranded, new owners, new toilets, new everything else. So to be fair, this is a memory I'm telling you of the worst toilet. That was about 8 years ago.
Yeah, but so naming and shaming is like it doesn't exist anymore, so it's fine. We can drag their names through the
Rock RGs, you know. They clean their act up.
Sorted.
I can't believe there's fungus growing on the walls.
Honestly, it was like you go down and you could see it on the walls, and it was like I thought I was walking into Silent Hill. Like everything started peeling off the walls, and I was just like, "What is happening?"
Ugh.
I just want to take a shite.
Yeah, that's a very vivid and disgusting picture you're painting. I would not want to take a shit there either. I got a quick question. Since you're from Glasgow, are there any like maybe Scottish nicknames for shit or poop I really wanted to know. So if you can.
Yeah. Okay. So you probably heard me saying shite already, which is shit. Okay. One of our oldest ones would be keek. That's Keek. That's kilo, echo, kilo. Keek.
Keek.
That's a very Scottish one. Tolly.
Tolly?
Is another word.
Tolly?
Like a trolley? Tolly?
Tolly.
Tolly?
Tolly. That's probably spelt wrong, but
Tolly. Okay. Tolly.
Tolly. But if you had to ask anybody, even Gerald Butler, his favourite word for shite is Jobby.
Jobby?
Jobby.
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 A Jobby.
So that's, Juliet, Oscar, Bravo, Yankee. That's
Jobby.
Jobby.
I love Jobby. That's good. I want to use that.
We find it funny because other places are so oblivious to other cultures and other countries' meanings. So, for example, if you're in my shoes and you see someplace abroad, sorry, I'm laughing at this, bringing out a peanut butter brand called Jobby.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. Brown, crunchy, nuts.
Yeah.
I hate peanut butter to begin with, so you've just like solidified that for me.
I love peanut butter. You've ruined it now. Jobby.
So I think what we've got so far, we've got shite, Tolly, Jobby, keek.
Where do like all of them kind of make sense except for the keek?
Keek's all very.
That's old though. You said right? Yeah, that's like
old.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's vintage.
I want to like Google the origin to keek.
Do you know what? I've never done that. I've actually never thought of doing that. It's just something I've learned as a bairn. Bairn's another name for a child, by the way. Bairn. Bairn. Yeah, as a wee boy, just known as keek.
Wow, this is great. I love it.
Yeah,
I love slang and slang in different languages. So good to know. Jobby's gonna be that's going into my repertoire.
I'll try and remember when I'm sending you the Instagram footage of the shite that doesn't want to die. I'll also try and see if I can copy the actual Gerard Butler interview where he refers to it as well, saying Jobby.
Please.
Perfect.
Oh my god,
it's
so
funny
good.
too because like I love when somebody says like if when you're doing something it's your duty to do it, but then like it's my duty to clean the bathroom, but it's funny to say duty because it's like so Jobby and duty are the same.
That's
right.
Good.
Okay. So anytime that I'm watching a movie with my other half, Cameron, anytime they say, listen, it's your duty, me and him will turn around without even saying anything, go every single time.
Yeah,
and I'm
funny.
not even lying.
Duty's a funny word. For sure.
It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I love when they even say it on the news, like they're talking something very, very serious, and they're like, well, it's his duty. And I'm like, he said duty.
Yeah, he likes shit. That guy likes shit. Oh, I'm using Jobby. That Jobby's great. I fucking love that.
Yeah, Jobby. If you had to in the future, if you get any other Scottish guests, I can categorically say that one of their favourite other words for shite, it will always be Jobby.
Cool. I feel like Jobby was some like comedy like special I watched or like TV show about some alien named Jobby. Now it's making it like 100 times funnier. Oh, that guy's made of shit.
We've got so many TV programs, so they're very Scottish humour, and they use the word shite to such a great effect. I don't know if you would have ever have heard of it. It's called Chewing the Fat. No,
ever Chewing the Fat?
Trim the fat.
Chewing the Fat.
Yeah, I've heard Chewing the Fat.
So
I don't
there's
know.
there's a reoccurring character in there, and she uses her nose to smell letters. So she'll pick up a letter and it'll say you have a utility bill, gas and electric, and she'll smell it and then she'll put it down, and then she'll pick up something like you could be this nation's lotto winner, which is fake mail, and she'll smell it under her nose, and her catchphrase in the show is I smell.
We got to get her on the show.
she pops up throughout.
Nice.
That's hilarious. It also sounds like you and your partner are pretty on the same level when it comes to laughing about potty humor.
Oh yes, I noticed that question and I am prepped.
Oh, okay. Tell us.
It's everyday talk in this household. If you've done a good shite and you come out the toilet, we don't wait till the other smells it. We will come out head high, proud, and go, just wait till for literally 3 minutes like that, and it will be like an invisible slap to the face, and I'll be like,
That's
is a
right.
belter.
My nostrils sting and I am enjoying it.
Yeah, but there's sometimes, see, the odd day, I feel like we kind of apologise when we know that there's not going to be any fun involved. There's going to be like, we go in, I'm not one to put it as in the same category, but it's almost like funeral-esque. It's like, so sorry, kill ye ceremony beforehand, and then you go in and you shut the door, and honestly, come back out, and then you just kind of finish the ceremony. That was terrible, and I'm so sorry for your nostrils and for what you're about to smell. I didn't mean it.
And you're like, I just murdered my poo.
Yeah, it's like I think something crawled in my mouth, died,
It made its way out.
stomach acids ate it, and I'm just getting rid of it.
Ugh. I've been recently. I've recently been watching TV on my iPad with headphones on because we only have one TV in our house because we also are in a 1-bedroom apartment. And my boyfriend can play video games, and we'll sit on the same couch doing two different things. And we have a pleather couch, and he's been ripping farts, and I don't hear him because I have headphones on, but I can feel them through the pleather couch. Like I can feel the
The vibrations.
fart that I don't even hear it. I just feel it.
That is amazing. That is, but you may as well just have. Do you know what you should do? Actually, just have a glass of water or a cup of water, so you can make Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Movement,
The rumble. Yeah.
but with farts.
That'd be great, actually. Please
And
record
we're
that.
constantly like blaming it on each other, and sometimes we have 2 cats and a dog. Sometimes it's the pets that are farting. He'll be like, "Oh, that smell! What's wrong with you?" And I'm like,
yeah.
"We have an 85-pound pit bull. She farted."
Rest his soul. I had a pit bull of 18 years, and when Milo farted, it can only be described of filling a tractor tire full of shite and rubber bands and then setting it on fire. That is what a dog's fart smells like.
Jesus.
The funniest though is when they like turn around and they have to smell it. They like
that's
smelling
it.
their own brand.
But they smell their own brand. They can fart and they turn around, they smell it, and then they still lie down, or they will continue to lick themselves. But see, when you fart, you get judged, and it walks into the other room, and you're like, how dare you?
Yeah. You're like, what the?
Exactly. I actually was just playing with a bunch of kittens a couple weeks ago, and one of them was like walking on my chest because I was laying down, and it farted in my face. It was a 6-week-old kitten, and I had a mask on, and it still farted. I could smell the fart, and I was like, "Oh my god, this tiny, like weighs not even 2 pounds, farted in my face." Evil.
Wow. A kitten fart's potent.
This, yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was disgusting. I was like, oh my God. I mean, kitten shit also, like, because I feel like their bodies are just like forming. They have the smelliest shit ever, too. I mean, nobody's shit smells like roses, but it's like extra evil. But this fart,
true.
inches from my nose. I was like, you little, thank God you're cute.
Think it.
Yeah, count your blessings if it farted, you didn't feel like a spray.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And do you have any work-related fart poop? Like, while you're an essential worker, has anything come up?
Right, so not as much, because recently we only have cubicles in the workplace, and it's a 3-cubicle setup. The middle cubicle's been taken out of order because then you wouldn't be 2 meters apart.
Right.
So you can only have like 2 people in at one time. And total lad humour, if you're in there taking a shit and somebody does a fart, the other person will giggle 100% of the time. They'll giggle.
Sounds like Scotland's a little more open and friendly with that.
Well, yeah, the farts are hysterical. Absolutely. So I think there's a few times where you might even have the odd banter. Like if somebody's like making too many ghastly noises, you might actually just say, "Are you all right in there?"
Like Dave always says, when he used to go to work, if somebody was in the bathroom shitting, he was like, "You don't go in. Like you leave that person alone." Where it sounds like in Scotland, everybody joins each other and laughs.
It's like a chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
each other on.
I've learned my lesson some years ago, and that lesson was never think about diving in front of a bus again. So if I need to shite, I'm gone. So it doesn't matter if there's somebody in that toilet. If I know there's another cubicle free, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a shite.
Yeah, you got to get it out.
Yeah, I'm just like you.
Yeah.
When I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm not holding it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that horrible. I mean, what's the point of just waiting for that feeling in your stomach just to risk an accident at work? You would have to quit. You would have to fake your death. You'd have to get another life. You'd have to move away. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, agreed. That's expensive. Oh my God.
Mark, do you have anything else to share with us?
One quick one is my brother, who, if he ever hears this, will kill me. When he was younger, my older brother, when he was younger, he took a shite outside and he wiped his ass with what he thought was material. That material was fiberglass.
Oh, no.
True story. And quickly, I had a compound fracture, so I had to get surgery, metal and everything into my ankle. So I was in hospital for 2 days. For those 2 days, I hadn't taken a shite. So my stomach was like Ripley's in Alien. See, when anytime you see a chest buster, that was me. I'm like, just hurting. And I was put in a ward specifically for the elderly. And I thought, I'm embarrassed. I don't want somebody to wipe my arse at this stage in my life. I can make it to the toilet, even though I've just had surgery and steel pins put in my leg. So, cue Mission Impossible music at night time. I tried to make my way using these crutches to the toilet, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It was really hard. When I got to the toilet, sweat dripping down, and I switched on the light, there was shite on the walls, there was shite in the ceiling, there was shite on the floor, there was shite on the handles, and I started crying. and I pulled the emergency cord on the wall to set the alarms off for the nurse, and I started sliding down the wall. It was like a movie scene. Honestly, this would have won awards. I was like,
Oh shit!
Wait, did you do this shit all over it? How?
yeah. They went in with a grenade in their stomach, pulled the pin, and they just exploded shite all over the shop. And because I was so desperate, I just started crying, and then she came in. She's like, she basically had to get me to. I started. The first thing is, she actually came up to me and was like, "What happened?" And I just pointed to the shite all over the place, and I was like, "That wasn't me."
Yeah, it was not me. It was not me.
So she put me in a wheelchair. She took me to another toilet, and I gave birth to King Kong.
Especially if you broke your ankle, you probably were on painkillers, which make you constipated. So
yes,
yeah.
I was. I think that's why I lasted 2 days. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah, I had a similar story. I was in hospital. I didn't shit for a week. Like a week. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't want
that possible?
Same thing. It was so painful, and like it came out like a size of a marble. It was like so small, and it felt like a bowling ball, but it was tiny, and it was so painful.
oh my god!
Yeah, it was really bad. Awful.
I think you turned into a TARDIS.
Yeah, pretty much. It was something. I mean, it was so painful, but yeah, so I would not recommend. I was like 15, 16 or something like that. It was crazy.
I just went about my pain and misery for 2 days, and you just hit out with a week. Well done.
Yeah, I didn't win a prize or anything, but maybe next time. I don't know. Yeah, there was no award. Oh. Well,
can we go back really quick about your brother wiping his ass with fiberglass? Did he have cuts all over? Like, did he have to go to the hospital?
He didn't go to the hospital, but I can confirm he fucking regretted that.
yeah. His ass must have been itchy. That ass must have been like just destroyed. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it used to be a very, very touchy subject because kids are cruel.
Oh, hell yeah.
And when you're growing up and you realise you can't overpower somebody as strong as your brother, you have to think outside the box. You need to not work harder, work smarter.
Yes.
So he would used to approach me with like physical violence, like you do, and I would just used to say, "How many of your friends would like to know you wiped your ass with fiberglass?" And he would literally stop in his tracks. He would freeze, like.
He's like, "Damn it." He's like, "Damn it." Oh shit. Well.
But you now told our audience.
Yeah, people are gonna know now.
I've held that truth in for more than 30 years. That needed to come out. I've done justice today.
Yeah. Oh wow, that is crazy. Well, we can get on to a little news story. I had one all queued up, but then I was like, oh, since we have an international guest, I found this really cool story. You know what? Let me get into this. Let me back up. I'm going to play this little theme song as for our news, and then we'll get into the actual news clip itself. So here we go. So, this is from the Scottish Sun. I don't know anything about this. I'm assuming it's a newspaper of some sort, a tabloid possibly. Okay, my assumptions were correct. So, this came from Scottish News. Pooh done it. Scott's disgusting meme solved as little sister admits to not flushing loo in unearthed video. So, this might be some like fancy editing here, but I'm going to try to play this clip, the audio. It might sound like shit, so bear with me on this one.
Why does somebody not know how to flush the toilet after they've had a
I've seen that clip. That's amazing.
in the toilet? Whoever thinks it wasn't me,
So, I have never seen this before.
You've never seen that?
No, never saw that. I was dying when I found this today. And the fact this happened in 2014, these two little girls are just, making a little video of themselves to sing some song. The mom comes in and just like, who doesn't know how to flush the loo? So it's like a shit. I fucking love that. And the video, the little girl afterwards just saying like, it was me.
Well, the thing is, that wasn't released until about 8 years later.
Yeah,
because we were all left. This was like some.
This is the best. First of all, I know people can't see this, but like Mark's reaction to the video when I played it was hilarious. Like you're just like, yes, I know this, and yes, it goes on to say that like the video was 2014, and there was like the actual video that came out that like who done it came out like 8 years later. And like people took to Twitter that were like, I can die happy now. Like,
yes.
Like one person wrote, David Conway wrote, quote, I don't know why, but I'm actually gutted. The greatest crime ever has been solved. Someone else wrote, the mystery no one wanted solving. I thought that was so funny. And it was like, happened in Glasgow. So it's all tied into the show, but that was hilarious.
Did we do the news where they finally figured out how wombats poop square?
I don't think we did. Did we talk about that? I feel like it's
on the same level.
It's pretty mind-blowing. Did we talk about that? I don't know. Maybe we did.
What?
I have to go back.
Wombats, the animal, actually poop in cubes. And scientists did not know how it happened. And they now have figured it out.
But we're going to have to, that's the cliffhanger for this episode, because we got to use that news story for another episode. So
much like poo news, like cliffhangers.
Yeah. But this one was really funny. I thought that was hilarious. Like the mom just
see the follow-up clip of the little girl admitting it was her.
Yeah, it's like right afterwards. It's so cute and funny. Wow. But yeah, this is so great though. Like the mom just flipping out was like the best thing ever. Yeah, so hopefully that translates the audio. But yeah, it was great. I loved it. Well, with that awesome, delightful story, Mark, thank you so much for being on our show. You were amazing. Thanks to Matt Knife for introducing us to you and vice versa. And yeah, thanks again.
And if anybody out there has any follow-up questions for Mark, we can even bring him back, but call us at 203-998-5579 or email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. And Mark, where can the people find you?
Known as Pork Chop Express 79 on Instagram.
Wait, sorry. Your Pork Chop Express that's from Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes,
that was the name of his truck. Excellent. Aww. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's a fantastic handle.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to Matt Knife and to both of you. This has been an absolute blast and pleasure.
As long as you're not blasting in your pants.
No, not yet.
But thanks again, and follow Pork Chop Express. Do all the things. Follow us.
Link them on the socials.
Yeah, we're everywhere. And again, thanks.
Much, yeah. Be safe, be kind, and have a great shit.
Yes, you too, Mark. And happy pooping, everybody, and enjoy your butthole.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect 4 Entertainment, produced by Dave and Ellen, with executive producer Stormy Leather, edited by me, Dave.
For more information, go to heypoopypodcast.com for episodes, merch, and more. Follow us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast and Twitter at heypoopy. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy.